Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And Shalom to you brothers that are laboring and pushing this word in truth and sincerity and with charity. I'm the brother Abraham from the camp here in GMS Chicago. Coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, this video will be edifying. And I pretty much just got done watching the Apostles live show from Saturday, and something. Well, obviously they go into many things, various topics, but something that they were going into during that live was us being pilgrims on the earth. All right, so it inspired me and got my spirit ignited to do a lesson. All right, and they brought out both scriptures, the one here in Second Ezra and the one in the New Testament. So I'll bring them out both. All right. So I'm gonna bring this one out first in Second Ezra 16. All right. Now when we read Second Ezra 16, Second Ezra 15, all right, they are prophetic scriptures and passages that go into the end times. Right, what will be going on in the end times, right? And in 2 talks about the plagues that will be sent to the earth, right? And once they are sent, they're not coming back. Just as when an archer shoots his arrow, the arrow isn't gonna come back, right? Once they're shot, they are shot, right? So these plagues have been sent upon the earth, right? And in 2 Ezra 15, it says that he's going to send plagues to Egypt as he did before, right? Because we are in spiritual Egypt all over again under the disguise of America. All right, so this is 2 Ezra 16. Let me start at 39. It says, "Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side." So it's going to be dark times, right? For all the inhabitants of the earth. It says, "O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth." Right? So what is a pilgrim? A pilgrim is when you go into the word, let's see, because we just passing by here. We just passing by. It says a pilgrim is a person who travels, often a long distance, for religious or moral reasons. Okay, so in our case, the scriptures say that we're not of the world, right? So we're not of the world, then we're just strangers and we're just passing by. We're traveling. Where are we traveling? Where are we headed to? Right? First, we need to be saved. Once we are saved, all right, the kingdom of heaven on earth, right? That's exactly what we're waiting for, what we're hoping for to arrive, right? Because we've been exiled into our enemies' land. So we're strangers in enemy territory. So we want to return back to our homeland. All right. And not only that, we want the world to be governed by the law, statutes, and commandments. As the scriptures explain in the book of Sirach, is the doctrine of life, the teachings of life. right? That if we do these things, we shall live and not die. All right. So let's go back. 216 and 41. It says, "He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein." Right? Meaning we're not invested in this place as in we want this place to continue forever. All right. We know that all of these things shall be dissolved. That all these things are going to be done away with, so we're not putting our heart into it, our mind into it. All right. It says, "He that occupieth merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein, he that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. And therefore they that labor, labor in vain." Right? Because the people here in America, they want to build something, or what they call the American dream. All right, to get rich in this world, but it's nothing but a dream. All right, because this is the devil's world. This is Satan's world. And if you want to be rich, if you want to be anything in this world, you have to serve him. Okay. So this is not a world in which you can get rich on your own. I mean, you can, if the Lord allows. He's the one that makes you rich, that makes you poor, that brings you up, that brings you down. All right. But let me continue reading. It says, "That for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take the children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children." Right? So when all the hell breaks loose, people are going to be breaking in everywhere, stealing things, spoiling people, killing people, murdering people, taking this, taking that. Because it's going to be survival of the fittest. All right? Neighbors going to turn to enemies. Friends going to turn to enemies. Family's going to turn to enemies. All right? It's going to be end of the world like scenarios like you see on TV and movies in real life. Right? It says, "And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sin, saith the Lord." All right. So the scriptures say, let's get Matthew 6. Matthew 6 and 19. It says, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through and steal." Right? So here you can stack up your riches, your money, your paper fiat currency, your jewelry, your cars, all right, your houses, right? And Second 16 talks about they gonna take all that shit when hell breaks loose, right? The people that you boast in all your possessions at, they see that once the time of Jacob's trouble gets here, you think they just gonna sit by? All right, see, we ain't worried about all that. All right, we ain't worried about storing up treasures here. Okay, let's get 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Right? So we see that all these things shall be dissolved. So why would we want to store up treasures in heaven? I mean, slip of the tongue, Salakia, treasures here upon the earth, where thieves break in and steal, right? Where moth and rust does corrupt. And it says looking for and hastening, right? Hastening means you want something to happen fast, to come fast, until the coming of the day of God, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heaven and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. Right? So that is our pilgrimage, right? Because we're just passing by. We're on a journey. We're traveling for a religious purpose. And that is this, the kingdom of heaven. Right? New heavens, new earth, under new rulership, under a new government. Alright, now let's go to the book of Hebrews. (11 and 13). It says, these all died in faith. Right? Who? When you read from the first verse on down up to here, it talks about our forefathers. Alright? And the acts that they did, having faith in the Lord. It says, these all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. So they knew that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. That's why when the Most High told Abraham the promises, right, he believed, he understood, and he didn't doubt. Right? It says, for they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country, and truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned. But now they desire a better country, that is in heavenly. Wherefore God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he hath prepared for them a city. Right? The scriptures talk about how the kingdom of heaven is already prepared for you. Right? So the kingdom of heaven is already set. It's already prepared for his elect, for his chosen. And that's where our journey lies and ends at. The kingdom of heaven, that place that Yahushua has been preparing. Okay, that's what we're waiting for. That's what we're hastening for. So we're not worried of storing up treasures here on this side just so it could be destroyed. Alright, we're storing up treasures in heaven. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end there. Lord willing, this video was edifying. As always, our honor, glory, and praises goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Until the next time, Shalom.